There's a moment almost nobody talks about. It doesn't happen when you're motivated. It doesn't happen when you're crushing your to-do list. It happens later than that. Right after you've decided you're done. Right after the fight leaves your body. That moment has a name. Some call it the 11th hour. I call it the doorway. And if you've never walked through it, you've never actually seen what you're capable of. Here's what nobody tells you about hitting a wall. It isn't the opposite of progress. It's the last mile of it. Every person who has ever built something that mattered, a business, a body, a career, a marriage that survived hard years, passed through a point where quitting felt not just tempting, but correct, reasonable, the smart move. That feeling is not a signal to stop. It's a signal that you finally run out of the easy version of yourself. So what actually happens in that moment? Your conscious mind, the part of you that plans, forces, grips, controls, finally runs out of road. It has tried every angle it knows, and when it can't find the next move, something underneath it gets the floor. Call it instinct. Call it the subconscious. Call it whatever you want. But people who've been through real pressure will tell you the same thing. The breakthrough rarely comes from gritting your teeth harder. It comes the moment you stop white-knuckling the outcome and let the part of you that's been quietly working the whole time finally speak. This is why the timing feels so cruel. You don't get the idea on day one. You don't get it on your best day. You get it on the day you were ready to walk away. Because that's the first day you stopped forcing an answer long enough for one to arrive. The wall was never the enemy. The wall was the filter. It was separating the people who wanted the outcome from the people who only wanted it to be easy. So if you're in it right now, if you're standing at your own 11th hour, staring at the exit, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are exactly where every single breakthrough has ever started. The exhaustion you feel isn't proof you're failing. It's proof you finally stopped cheating the process with shortcuts and showed up to the real work. That's rare. Most people quit 2 steps before this. You're still standing. Don't confuse the collapse of your old approach with the collapse of you. Let the grip loosen. Let the forcing stop. And then, without the noise, without the panic, take the next small step anyway. Not because you feel ready, because readiness was never the requirement. Showing up one more time was. The 11th hour isn't the end of your story. It's the only place the next chapter has ever been written from. Stay a little longer than feels comfortable. That's where it happens. If this reached you today, you know what to do. Subscribe, and let's keep walking through the hard part together.